Yeah, I heard word around town is a poppin' off.
Hey yo, what is up everybody? It is the King Hitman here, and as you can see, I got a random Goku render, but it's not just like random. He's specifically Super Saiyan Evolution Blue. It's crazy, right? I love this render. Shout out to Arbiter. This is gonna be the baseline for what we do for another one of my, I guess it's a tutorial, right? But I don't want to call it that. Let's call it a hit or miss edit. So we're gonna walk into this with just this Goku, and I'm gonna step by step show you guys how I make my thumbnails. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this Goku yet. I'm winging it with you guys. I was thinking of showing you guys how I made this one, and then I figured out, like, I made this one months ago, and then I put two and two together, and I'm like, that's just not my mood, which is very normal. Like, you're gonna find yourself, you could try to duplicate something one-to-one and not feel the same, I don't know, artistic whatever, right, on that second or third day of you trying to do it again. So that's all right. It's fine. You're in a different mood. You're in a different zone. Now let's get into it. So like I said, we have Goku's render here. We have the background already. If you want to see the background in full, we have this background, but it's nice, right? And Goku's separated from it, but sometimes the background is actually a big issue. So what you want to do, if you ever see the background being overbearing or it looks like it's level with Goku, remember Goku is the subject, just ever so slightly. It makes it so that the background is even further off. And if you want to take it a step further, which I do fairly often, right? I do it in almost all my backgrounds. You can also blur it. Now the blur it's not really important for this one. It's not as, I kind of like the background of the clouds, so I don't want to remove that, but you see it's there. And then I didn't even realize you want to get rid of that extra background I had. Let's move that back down here. This is the background we're focusing on, right? So this Goku here, if I wanted to, let's see, I kind of want to put these like, I don't know, comets, these meteors on the sides of Goku. So what I'll do, remember, I'm winging this, all right? So I'll show you guys me moving it to the side. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate it for a second file. And then I'm going to move each one side to side, duplicate layer, move it. And you see it got a little heavier on the colors, right? Because it is in overlay mode. So you take it from normal and then you put it in overlay, and then you'll get that where it merges with this. Let me show you guys the fully black background I have, which I brightened out so that it comes out a bit grayish. This is just with the extra brightness settings all the way to the max. That's not something I always do, but it depends on what overlay background I'm using. Now let me show you guys how I handle splitting the background in two. Simple, right? It's not difficult at all. It makes the background much more notable. You see I don't even know what to call, I want to call it meteorites in the background with that. They give an extra effect right here. So now we're going to focus more on the Goku, right? The Evolution Blue Goku we're using as our focus. This guy has no effects, has no glow, has no nothing. He's a Super Saiyan. Come on, it's Super Saiyan Goku. We got to make him look better than that. So we're going to start off. All of my settings right now are on default, and I'm going to show you guys what I do for that. So we're going to start off. We gave him a bit of a stroke. Like, that's the that came off crazy. That's the when you outline the character, right? You outline the render. Give him a white background. We're going to up the pixelation of it. That way it's a bit thicker. And then we'll come down to outer glow. Now we have outer. Not only do we want to use outer glow, we actually want to use a shadow. That makes Goku pop off the page just a little bit more. You always want, well, not literally, right? But I'm just speaking from the sense of having a character render. A lot of the times you want it to pop off a little bit higher than whatever your background noise is, right? Whatever you're using in your background. So not only do we use a shadow, we're going to use a glow. Now you see Goku, he's coming alive a little bit, right? Let's do 10% and 32 pixels isn't bad at all. Now it's white. We of course want it to be more of a bluish, a hard blue, right? A very royal and ultra blue. Let's do, how does that look? It's not popping the way we want it to be, right? It's not, you can barely see it. It's barely notable now that it's like it thinned out. So we're going to up the opacity to 100%. We're going to change, we can go through, I can just show you guys the different effects it'll have. So it's on normal right now. you see how it's slight, right? But it's definitely notable. Some of these modes, the blend modes that you're using, will make the color seem like it's barely there. That's the point. But then you go through these other ones, and I'll get to these latter ones in a moment. But screen, color dodge, these are some of my favorite ones. I like linear dodge a lot. Lighter color is a good one. Overlay is a real quiet one. There's a whole bunch of different ones you can scroll through. But for this one, let's see how linear light looks kind of good, but yeah, you know what? We're winging it, right? Let's go through linear light, and then we will up the thickness of the outline once again. I want it to be a bit intense. I feel like Vegeta's outlines and his aura is so pivotal to this form, and since we're applying it to Goku, we gotta make it look good, right? Let's focus more on that. And so now this is when I get my extra assets. This is when I go deep in my file renders, and we're gonna get the assets for him to have the evolution blue effects and energy, right? And I have hundreds of these, so sometimes you're gonna pick them and it's like, yeah, they're not bad, but they're still not what, like, say I like this one, right? And I do want to use this one right now. Say I don't like it later, you can always go back and just adjust it accordingly, right? Sometimes it doesn't look right when you're done with the final product. Let's see how, if I do color dodge on this, and then not only am I going to do color dodge, let's give it the overlay, go down to hue for the blend mode, then give it that blue we were using before. See, that looks pretty good, right? That looks very good. It's not the craziest. Let's change this to linear dodge. How does that look? Linear, vivid light. Oh, vivid looks kind of good. I might do vivid light. Ooh, let's try something different. Let's try difference. Why not? Let's put difference, then put them under Goku. Well, under Goku. Goku is, you sometimes want your effects to be over. Well, shoot, I might just put it over just so that it's more noticeable. Sometimes you want it to be over, sometimes you don't. You guys know how that goes. Let me mess around and pick the exact assets I want for his aura, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we grabbed a whole bunch of junk here, right? We're going to organize it. Let's start off with these rocks, these floating rocks. We're going to put those in the background. They're going to be real subliminal. Put those in the background. Let's see. Which one looks best? I'm sure overlay is going to look the best, but, well, lighten and screen. Okay, so we'll use lighten. We'll duplicate it. I just want these in the, sometimes you just want that extra, I don't know, you want those extra layers, right? It makes it more detailed. Of course, you want it to look as good as possible, right? This is your artwork, so we'll do that. It is going to be a bit rough around the edges since I'm talking while I do this. We'll focus on this later, actually. Let's make it invisible for now. Let's focus on that red aura. Goku doesn't have a red aura, right? We don't want that to be red. Put it under Goku. Go to color overlay. Make it blue. Expand it. Let's see how it looks first. This is all just a time thing, right? Well, as soon as you figure out what you want it to look like, which I'm starting to see exactly what I want this to look like, it comes together very quickly. Make this a lot bigger, actually. You want this to be huge. And then you see it's slightly pixelated, right? It doesn't look great when it's like that. So we're also going to color burn this. Well, maybe we'll color dodge it. I'm telling y'all, man, every render, or especially based on the background, it'll just look different based on whatever you're going for. So this is an intense render. It's taking up the whole background when I do that a certain way, which defeats the point of the background I chose, but that's all right. Let's do, wow, I'm thinking real hard. Now I'm under pressure because I'm recording myself doing this. Let's use lighter color. I am giving myself, I'm giving myself a hard time. So to make it more notable that it is Goku's background right now, we're going to do, well, his aura, I should say. We're going to do that. Let's see how it looks when you double it. Yeah, it looks a lot more intense for sure. It's more apparent. Then we still got the sparkles. We want to overlay the sparkles so that it'll be that royal blue color Vegeta always has. Let's use color instead of hue. There is a slight, some of these you see they're grouped together. Some of them will look almost the exact same. It really depends on what color you're using for it. It's very annoying sometimes. It's like you're looking at 2 and 3 of the same blend mode, but it's very particular sometimes. So let's do this. Let's do hard light. That looks, I like that. I like that. First of all, it's hard to tell because that's in the way. Let's do this. I like the way this is coming out. And you don't ever be afraid to duplicate your layers. That way they're more aggressive on the page. Let's flip this. That you don't want to, if you do duplicate it and you're moving them to the side so that they take up more of the page, make sure they don't look like they're duplicated, right? So you want them to be a bit separated. You want them to not align, right? It doesn't look like a pattern or anything like that. You want it to be its own unique thing. We'll do that. This is coming together kind of fast, especially for one. I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything, but I'm not exactly trying too hard on this. Okay, now we'll focus on that. This is gonna make it all come together. Goku does not have anything in front of his face right now. This is that aura that's gonna make it explode off the page. If I can do this correctly, let's see. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna do it. I'm gonna make it smaller though. What if I don't? What if I... Okay. First of all, let's figure out... I didn't mean to move you. Let's figure out what shade of blue we're gonna use. Because you don't want it to cover up Goku. You see how hard it's covering up Goku's face. Let's do blend mode. Hard light? Oh, hard light is alright. Let's see what else we got. Come on. I know I'm gonna... You always end up... Oh, that looks pretty good. You always see that one that just pops off. So right now, divide looks the best. Oh, linear dodge looks amazing. Okay, so I had it facing down. What if I make it face up? Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. That's it right there. We'll duplicate that since it's not... Oh man, that looks kind of cold, bro. I like this a lot. This is really good. Now I want those rocks to be a bit more apparent. Just a bit more. Let's see if we can change the layer. And it's okay, it's popping up ever so slightly more. That's nice. Now this is, if you want to get rid of Goku, you want to clear up Goku's face so that you can see his face clearly. Let's go over to the eraser tool. Size 39 is fine. And then let's just clear out one of them so far. Rasterize your image. Clear out some of that. There we go. Yeah, we can see our boy pretty clearly when we do that. Now I would have to do it for both images just to make sure it comes out like perfect, right? Right now, I think that's good enough. I think you guys get what I'm going for. I just want to show you guys I'm improvising right now, and I think that came out very well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Ultra Blue Goku render, this thumbnail. If you like it, I appreciate it. If you don't, I tried. All right. Thank you for your time so much. It is the Young King Hitman with another hit or miss edit, and I am off this.